disaster films, the towering inferno, airport, the cinema brings them alive. Even the low-budget version, Bicycle 85. And now featuring a nun with a guitar, someone waiting for a heart transplant, Kirk Douglas, a US Senator, a lot of hysterical Americans, and the entire population of Devon. The first disaster poem. Monologue 87. This poem is unsafe, the man waiting for the heart transplant said to the entire population of Devon who tripped over a comma and dropped dead. It's been written with words missing to save on ink. Aye, it's disgrace. And with its radar switched off, it collided with Gray's elegy. There was cow shit all over the place. The screaming Americans were screaming. A nun was sucked out of verse 3. She broke the E string on a guitar and the author went home for his tea. There's absolutely no cause for panic, said the stewardess with a very fixed smile. But can anybody here fly a poem? She asked as she walked down the aisle. For a minute there was silence. Then I used to, said a nervous young man, before my wife left me and I had a nervous breakdown and took to drinking 17 bottles of scotch every night. Never used to scam. The stewardess kissed him with passion. They made love, she kissed him again. Why am I doing this, she asked him. Cheer up, he said, I've got the pen. He showed her the joys of authorship as together in passion they joined. But suddenly she had the pen in her hand and wrote him a knee in the groin. He fell backwards out of the verse, paid back in kind for his kissing. In panic he grabbed at the end of the line, but the very last word was... He fell past the hysterical Americans who were trapped in a lift between verses and landed astride a very sharp capital A and was driven off in 2 separate hearses. The senator went to the end of the poem to try and establish their fate. He discovered a giant man-eating limerick. So they all went back to verse 8. The stewardess kissed him with passion. They made love, she kissed him again. Why am I doing this, she asked him. Cheer up, he said, I've got the pen. The stewardess was starting to enjoy it. She was getting a taste for men. So when she thought no one was looking, she sneaked back to verse 8 once again. The stewardess kissed him with passion. They made love, she kissed him again. Why am I doing this, she asked him. Cheer up, he said, I've got the pen. She thought no one was watching, but the nun with the guitar saw her go and fainted to see such carryings on and plummeted to a verse far below. Oh, wonderful. The nun with the guitar landed just as Kirk Douglas flew by going down. He landed in the rhyme of the ancient mariner, had his bulge chewed by sharks and then drowned. He was being lowered on a rope from some Wordsworth. And down to his death he did fall. You can tie a rope to an oak or an elm, but a daffodil's no use at all. They found themselves in the penultimate verse. What fate has in store you recall? They tried to tunnel the way out, which wasn't very sensible at all. So down they all went to their doom, by a man-eating limerick consumed. The audience were pleased and bought books and CDs and some T-shirts and then left the room.